An unpredictable Terran tactician versus a victory-hungry Zerg Titan. Gumiho and Solar. These were the 2023 GSL Season 3 finalists. Live from the city of Seoul, these two RTS masterminds were locked in a battle of endurance, vying for the mantle of GSL champion. The exalted StarCraft 2 Grand Final itself was played in a best-of-7 matches, and it all began on the map of Golden Aura with a little Reaper harassment.
You can also slow down the economic machine with these links.
Solar's Zerglings were everywhere, preventing drops while consistently scouting for information. With a Liberator causing havoc in the main base, Gumiho attempted an attack from the south. These small and precise attacks from the Terran player were always met with resistance. As Solar continued to expand across the map, Gumiho's ability to pick fights and trade efficiently became more and more limited.
That's why Gumiho right now is sitting at very little gas. He's only just now starting his first 3 ghosts. And that gas count is very dismal, so as long as Solar can continue
Oh my God!
Oh, wow, what a catch. We barely caught the tail end of that.
That was 3 that were shot down.
With resources to burn, endless numbers of Zerg and Banelings poured into the Terran player's front line, forcing him to spend big to recover. Gumiho made a strong attempt to push across the center of the map, removing creep while fighting off the unforgiving Zerg numbers. With his army steadily removed, Gumiho was forced to concede Game 1.
We have another skirmish here in the middle of the map. Infestor trying to get in range to actually fungal the bio.
So this is actually a 2-base Terran. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, you're right.
It actually, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if there's a command center that's not mining, but like, okay, GG. That's it.
Striking with perfect timing, Solar found his first victory. This was but the beginning of something much greater. Strapped in for Game 2's Alcyone, Gumiho once again tried to find some early drone kills with a set of Reapers.
Yep, nicely done.
Widow mine drops in the main and Natural found little value. Gumiho's small battalion of Marines also bit the dust early. Medivac drops made Solar pull back his forces to minimize the damage. But nothing that Gumiho was doing could prevent the Zerg player from expanding across the map and bolstering his resource lead. With supplies maxed, Solar started to pick fights. Whittling down Terran numbers was the name of the game, and the southernmost base would be the opening attack. The loss of the base was a huge blow to Gumiho's economy.
I'm not gonna lie, man, this looks like a lot from the Zerg.
Yeah, that's a lot of units. I feel like the ghost count and the siege tank count just isn't enough to actually hold this. Gumiho's going to evacuate this base. I feel like there's just like not enough units on the ground
there
right
isn't
now
anything
for Gumiho.
over here right now.
Capitalizing on Gumiho's weak state, Solar scaled the high ground to decimate yet another base, thinning out SCV and army numbers along the way.
Okay, so he's gonna go for the SCVs now. Oh, okay.
Hey, that's a lot of damage right now. Solar might have just completely broken this position.
And he runs out again. Okay, so the supply disparity is getting further and further apart. And, okay, that's it.
That's it.
I was gonna say, I don't think he can actually win.
In a similar victory to Game 1, Solar broke down his opponent through high numbers and a flourishing economy, spending big when the time was right. Site Delta would be the playing field for the third game of the Grand Finals, where straight out of the gate, Gumiho pivoted towards an early mech-based presence. Gumiho was doing his best to maintain the Zerg creep spread, but even that was met with resistance. With a sizable attack standing by, Gumiho went for an opening. Banelings were making great connections, while Zerglings stood as meat shields for the Hydralisks in the back line.
Well, I only see, what, a few more Banes. Oh, he's just gonna go for the dive.
Yeah, Solar's just fully committing to this one. Gumiho, I'm expecting him to lift up right here and try and reinforce.
That's it. No,
he's
Solar
down.
doesn't. Solar breaks him.
Wow.
The best defense is a strong offense. Solar snapped up the third game in style, remaining one win away from his first ever GSL title.
The last 10 seconds.
One win is all he needed. One win to finally make him a GSL champion. Solar was on a kill streak, but as fate would have it, Game 4's Hecate was about to throw a spanner in the works.
More than a decade. We're about 12 or 13 years old now. Crazy amount of
This was a game of many mistakes, the first of which was some unfortunate pathing that led to the death of Gumiho's Reapers.
Oh, no.
Misclicked it.
Able to cook up.
Solar began his spread around the northern half of the map, while Gumiho made what advancements he could with medevac drops.
Kind of a vanilla approach for
Rocky right now. I think he might. No, I don't know that he can even.
Attacking with infantry on two fronts, Gumiho finally found a way to dent Solar's fast-growing economy. Forcing hatchery eliminations and cancellations were the plays he needed to finally get ahead.
even some of these trades have been quite cost efficient for him. So coming now into this top left base, most of Solar's army has been kind of sequestered over the bottom right side of the map, trying to defend that triangle third. So Gumiho, actually with his multi-prong attack, getting a lot of damage done now. I like this. He even gets the kill. No cancel, lifts up the read. These are the plays that Gumiho's been needing.
Errors were also being made on Solar's side of the battle, as unfavourable trades and units caught out on movement commands kept occurring.
Once more at this point.
Yeah.
For the first time that day, Solar felt the pressure of a crippled economy. His outlying hatcheries frequently fell, leaving him with very little to mine.
Serious trouble.
He overextends.
Solar began the mutation of a Nidus worm in the heart of Gumiho's main, alerting him to a siege tank production block that had been halting the Terran players' reinforcements for several minutes.
What? Happens to the best of us.
He really is.
On his last legs, Solar attempted to bombard Gumiho with his now iconic Zergling, Baneling and Hydralisk composition. But with Hellbats out front and a massive amount of siege tanks firing off shells from the backline, the Terran player prevailed.
And there's a lot of Ghosts and Hellions now entering the field, so there should be some support here for the siege tanks, but you know, the mineral economy has been so sparse for Solar. He only has 26 lings on the map. He's 11 Hydras. And I feel like once Gumiho really entrenches this position, all right, Solar coming in, his last attack, that is so many siege tanks.
He's got some blinding clouds coming down, but I don't, yeah, it's going to be it. GG, Gumiho takes game one.
He did it! Gumiho landed his first win of the GSL Grand Final. This was potentially the start of one of the greatest reverse sweeps the competition would ever witness. The next challenge on his path of redemption would unfold on the map of Solaris, where once more Reapers came out to find early value. Passing the 6-minute mark, Hellbats dropped in, attempting to throw Solar's gathering out of whack. Fortunately, they made no real impact. Gumiho attacked on two fronts. His southernmost force was driven out by Solar, who annihilated what could not be airlifted to safety. The northernmost attack caught Solar out of position, punishing him with 15 drone kills. Gumiho lost 2 crucial medivacs full of units in what looked like a devastating misplay. Solar continued to respond with a front-on attack, forcing the deaths of dozens of Terran troopers as he poured onto Gumiho's side of the map.
Okay, another push in.
Oh, the fungal growth is massive.
He catches the medevacs.
Yeah, with a parasitic
They're
bomb
shot
too.
down.
Almost every single one goes.
Oh, that's crazy. And now he's going to come up. Can he actually get the planetary? Oh, he can get that and more.
Also getting blasted here as he's
With so much of the map under his control, Solar had the consistent unit count to break through Gumiho's defenses time and time again.
at the middle of the map. Because he doesn't have much of a thing.
Transitioning into Broodlords, Solar began to unleash a devastating amount of damage from above. The bottom right base under Terran control was Gumiho's weak point. He was desperate to hold on to the resources being mined there.
So close to his first hit. That Ghost finally
Spreading into every crevice of the Terran base, Solar began his final takeover. Gumiho's remaining army was pushed back into his last active base, fighting desperately to hold on.
I think this is it. I think we're just seeing Gumiho digest the loss, process what's happened. He got this far in a GSL, but I don't think there's any way he can even stay in the game for this much longer. Everything is falling apart.
No, the final moment's coming in. The Bailing's connecting here.
That's
Lightning
it.
Cloud, GG is called.
Solar had done it. He defeated a past champion to rise as the final GSL victor of 2023. The esteemed trophy and the title were rightfully awarded to Solar, now the reigning Zerg player of the famed South Korean StarCraft 2 tournaments.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing eSport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Unbeaten Esports.